Sairam students, yes, we are back again with our English. Today we will be learning something new in English, that is writing skills. Yes, in this writing skills section, we are going to learn today about creative writing. Now, what is creative writing? Creative writing is where you can put in your own feelings, on your own imagination. It's your own creation. It's going to be, you are going to create something and pen it down, right? So that is creative writing. You have learnt about this creative writing in your first, this is the second part. In your first part you learnt about story writing, right? Story writing you had learnt. Yes, today again we are going to go ahead with story writing only. This is the second part of story writing. Before we go ahead in the second part of story writing, let's see what story writing is. Okay, what is a story? A story is a piece of narration based on a plot. Okay, so a plot is there. You write a story based on a plot. There has to be something. Yes, there has to be a plan to write a story. It has characters, dialogues. It is a creative piece of composition and you can allow your imagination to run. Yes, it is having characters. You're giving characters. There may be dialogues also. And it is a creative piece of composition where you can allow your imagination to run. You can give your imagination its wings to run. Yes, you can use your imagination. You can use whatever you think and pen it down. You use simple but idiomatic English, catchy phrases and colorful words. Okay, so when your English should be simple, the choice of words should be according to the content. Yes, idiomatic English, catchy phrases and colorful words. Because when you use these words, when you use idioms in your story, it becomes the plus point for you to gain marks over there. Fine. So there you have to use words which can help you to gain marks. Okay, now in your first part you learned to write a story with a beginning. Yes, so for this question you may be given the beginning or an ending sentence of the story, and accordingly you have to write the story. And you also have to give a suitable title for the story. It may be that you have been given a story with a beginning. Okay, so you have to write your story with the beginning given, begin with whatever it is given. Okay, or it may be an ending might be given, so you might have to end your story with the given sentence. So accordingly, whether it's the beginning or the ending, you have to write your story. Okay, and you also have to give a suitable title for the story. So you have to provide a suitable title for the story. If you are not giving the title to the story, you will lose your marks over there. So compulsorily you have to give a title to the story. Begin the story when the beginning is given. Write your story. If the ending is given, end your story with the given sentence. So today we are going to write a story with the given ending. I still cannot get over that terrible incident. Okay, so over here we have to see to it that this ending is given, so this has to be the last sentence of our story. You're not going to write anything beyond this sentence given if it is the end, because that comes under the format of the story. Yes, so if you do not follow the format, you are going to lose your marks over there. Fine children, so we will begin with the story. We are going to write the story in a proper way. A plane hijack. I have given the title A Plane Hijack, a terrible incident. Yes, I am Sandesh Mehta, one of the passenger of the Airbus XY336 that was hijacked after it took from the airport at Kathmandu on Christmas Eve 2012. At around 4 p.m., a few minutes after the plane's takeoff, a man wearing a mask came through the aisle yelling that the plane had been hijacked and that everyone was to put their head between their knees and stay quiet. Okay, so I have begun my story with my imagination. So it can be anything, it can be any incident which you want to write. I have taken an incident of a plane hijack. So I have written this is my first paragraph where I have written. Continuing, at first I couldn't believe it. Then the fear set in. My father sat next to me, and my sister was in the row in front of us. Little did I know that the ordeal was to last for 8 grueling days. The plane made stops twice. Then we were apparently flown to a place in Afghanistan. It were, if we wanted anything, we had to raise our hands and a hijacker would come to us. We would be blindfolded before being taken to the toilet. So this is the continuing part of the story. So the story is telling us that the plane has been hijacked. So this person was traveling in 2012, and that plane had they had flown to a place in Afghanistan, and this family had to face the ordeal means a lot of trouble. They had to face 8 grueling days continuously, 8 days they had to face this ordeal of being hijacked by some people. So who were these people? Hijackers. They were the terrorists. Okay, and whatever they had to say, they had to raise their hand. The hijacker would come them to ask what they want, and if they wanted to go to the washroom or the toilet, they were blindfolded. Their eyes were covered with a blindfold. Okay, continuing ahead. Sometime around the third day, we were allowed to sit up and talk quietly to the passengers sitting beside us. A few tried talking to the hijackers. I learned later that one passenger was killed and about 25 to 26 were released in the UAE. My family had to face the ordeal for 8 days at a stretch. Now and then, the pilot assured us over the loudspeaker that he was negotiating with the hijackers. So over here, we are trying to say that how we are expressing our experience. It has to be imaginative. It's not necessary that you have experienced it. It is your imagination. So you can write whatever you feel like to the content of the title or the ending what is given, and continue your story. Okay, so we are writing that about the plane hijack, the experience the person has gone through the plane hijack, what all things he suffered, what all he had observed, what did he experience, all that has been mentioned here in the story. Okay, so he also now we are trying to say that the pilot assured all the passengers that they are trying to negotiate with the hijackers and to help them to set them free. Okay, the next. We were released on New Year's Eve. We were taken to the Red Cross camp and given medical aid. Then we were flown to India. As we stepped off the plane at Delhi, there was pandemonium. My relatives and friends had come to receive us. We were taken home by car. Though it has been a long time, I still cannot get over the terrible incident. Okay, so this is the last paragraph of the story. So we are trying to say that the person was released on the New Year's Eve and was taken to the Red Cross camp, given medical help over there. Then they were flown back to India, and as they stepped out of the airport, there was a pandemonium. Pandemonium was a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion was there. So many people crowd had gathered over there. Okay, and his friends and relatives had come to receive, and he was taken home. Since then, it has been a very long time, the person still cannot get over that incident, means still cannot forget that terrible incident. Okay, so children, you will have seen that I have finished my story over here with what was given in the question. I still cannot get over the terrible incident. Yes, so terrible incident means it is something which you have, it is not something which is happy. Yes, it will be on the other way. It's something which gives you goosebumps. It's not happy, it's not good, it's a negative thing which has happened to you. So accordingly, you have to write the story. You will not write about going to a party and enjoying a party over there and that going to associate it with a terrible incident. That is not going to be a terrible incident. So the incident which we have taken over here is a plane hijack, which is a terrible incident, isn't it, children? So accordingly, you have to write your story. I hope you have understood how to write a story when the beginning is given as well as when the ending is given. Once again, I repeat, if the beginning is given, you have to start your story with the given beginning. Yes, and then write your thoughts, your experience, your imagination, and create a fantastic story. Okay, you can end it in any words, yes, but also when you're writing the story, when an end is given, you begin with whatever you want to, but then what you begin with should not contradict with the end given. It should be complementary to the end given. It should support to the end given, yes. So accordingly you have to write, you have to give a title. It carries marks. If you don't give title, you are going to lose your marks. Your language has to be proper. You have to use good catchy English phrases, idiomatic English, catchy words, and words which are you suitable to the content of the story. Okay, I think, and this story writing carries 5 marks. Okay, both won't be asked together. Anyone, either the beginning or a story, whether you have to write it with the beginning or an ending. Okay children, and with story writing you have you have an option, that is narrate and experience. That also we will be doing in our coming sessions. I hope you have understood this. So for then, thank you children, stay safe, stay healthy, goodbye.